So we're here at the KIC Studios for KIC Radio, and we are on our conference today. And I am joined by the guys from Eclipse Freestyle Academy, and particularly Rebaz. Rebaz, welcome.
Thank you very much.
The microphone's down there, isn't it? Yeah. There we go. We just so have you enjoyed your time today? It's been a little bit nippy, hasn't it, guys?
It has been quite cold, to be honest, but it's been amazing. I mean, if the kids are enjoying it, and that's everything for us. So we enjoyed it. I think she enjoyed it as well, right?
Definitely, it was good out there.
Introduce yourself as well. Come on for the ladies.
So I'm Sana Gill. I'm one of the coaches at the Eclipse Academy, working with Rebaz.
And you do loads of work in this area or broader West Midlands, would you say?
I would say so, yeah. But so this is our academy, but then I'm a freestyle footballer as well. So that's my full-time job. That's why I go all over the country. But when it comes to the academy, that's where us together we do the all the entertainment, let's say, around the area.
And it actually is an entertainment. Like, I was blown away today by how many skills you have, how many world records you have. Like, it's crazy.
Thank you.
It's so good, and the fact that you can transfer that onto potential future people that might take your records is actually quite cool as well.
So especially with secondary schools, where they're a little bit older. So they know obviously what they're doing at times. So if they want to start, if they start now, I always say, if you start now, you can be better than me in 10 years' time. Because I've been doing it for 10 years. So
there you
10 years to catch up, yeah.
Yeah, catch up time.
Pretty much, yeah. So I say if you do it for 10 years, I don't see why not even being a world champion. So
yeah,
it just takes time, practice, and patience.
That's exactly it. Practice makes perfect. Have you seen any good potential today, should we say?
Yes, there were a couple, and some of them played for professional clubs actually as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
One had the best dance.
Definitely,
do you remember his name?
YC?
It's something like that, yeah. I'm really sorry if you don't know your name, but then we had a guy, Max. Max was a good one.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we had a couple actually that got good potential, but they were really into it as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I said if they're into it, they will obviously slowly develop and become a freestyle footballer. You never know.
Do you think all footballers make good freestyle footballers?
In a way, yes, because they are more agile than normal person, because they've already played, they already have connection with the ball. But in another way, not really necessary, because I've seen like people that come from dance to be a freestyle football world champion. So it is different, but obviously if they are footballers, it does help a lot.
There you go. Do you get points on like flair and like aesthetic as well as the trickery, I guess?
Yeah, so it's like breakdancing. So they will give you more point if you let's say your tricks were cleaner. We call it execution. So that's
a better word than what I just said.
So if you execute the tricks better, so you get more points.
Yeah.
All around, creativity, originality, which is really important, just like breakdancing. So I would say freestyle pretty much came from breakdancing. So we've taken a lot of their rules and do what we do pretty much now with the football.
Have you got your own trick?
Yes, I call it the eagle.
You're like Simone Biles. You've got your own trick, man.
Yeah.
What is it called?
The eagle move.
Eagle move. That's your move.
That's pretty much my move, yeah. And I've done many like transitions, we call in freestyle football. Transitions, variations. And I would say I'm probably the most creative in the country in terms of creating tricks. But something that came out with like completely my own is pretty much the eagle move, which I'm really proud. And,
do you see people doing that today?
I think it's hard for people.
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
Way.
Yeah. Plus, I haven't really showed people. I don't think I've showed people apart from shows. So for competition, they still don't know that I can do that move. So I came with this one. Was it last year? I think it was 6 months ago. So we've got national championships coming up on 23rd, which is next month.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping it basically for the competition.
Where's that held?
Wednesbury, which is
Sandrock. So that's on the 23rd
of November.
Of November.
Yeah, so Friar Park.
So it's only down the road, really.
Pretty much, yeah.
Everyone can go.
Pretty
Get
much.
on down there, guys.
I know they have to see freestyle football. It's incredible what these guys can do with the football, especially the young ones. I'm like more of a getting into an older generation now, but the young ones coming up like 15, 16, 18.
I think nowadays they call people the GOAT, don't they? If they're really good at something.
Yeah, the GOAT, which means great
all a little
football
bit
all the
older
time.
in life. But great to be older and offering it back to the younger generation,
Exactly.
I find. So
Inspiring them. That's for me. The GOAT would be Ronaldo. That's how I see it. So
yeah,
that's why my inspiration is always been
Legend.
Cristiano.
yeah.
So that's why I want to go as long as possible as well with freestyle football to see.
Yeah,
Also
too
to
right.
inspire the young generation to say, look, I'm running the academy with these guys. I'm doing a lot of content creation for my social media, competition, shows. I'm doing it all in a balanced way. It is possible. Because
Yeah.
a lot of freestylers will choose just one, let's say, category, which is either commercial or only competition. They will just, or social media, let's say. But I've pretty much done it all.
Yeah. You could have your own little like diversity crew of like football freestylers, can't you?
Pretty much. So
There you go.
we've got a couple coming up in Birmingham as well.
Is there group things as well?
I would say we do meet up and have like
Yeah.
meetings and train together at times.
Would you ever do a performance together? Is that not a thing yet? I feel
think-
like that needs
yeah,
to be.
Yeah, I think we do. That's
Yeah.
called double routine.
Ah,
Double
there you go.
routine
Yeah, yeah.
where sometimes we do the tricks at the same time
Ah.
and it looks really cool. So let's say if I was to do the neck stall, we call it, and back to my neck.
Yeah.
So we do it at the same time, like a synchronized basically.
Ah.
So and we have that in World Championships as like a category. We call it double routine. So it's not easy, but obviously if you're training a lot,
Yeah.
especially I would say Japanese are the best at it, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're really good at double routine.
They're very good at diving as well, so maybe it comes from that. Another sport added to the mix. I asked you earlier, I think, in the field, it's good to think of something that you would like maybe tell your younger self, or if you were just starting out, what like piece of advice you think you'd give to some of our younger listeners?
I would say do what you love and enjoy, and people will always tell you it's not possible or it's not for you. But I would say if you believe in yourself and work hard, it is possible, because I always say if I can do it, you can do it too. But my best advice would be, I always say there are so many things you need to take into consideration, but one thing I would say always is enjoyment. If you don't enjoy, don't do it for the money, do it because you enjoy.
Yeah.
When you enjoy, slowly things work out and you'll be the best at it pretty much, because if you don't enjoy, you're not going to push yourself.
What's the best way to kind of learn stuff? Is it YouTube? So I've learnt so many things watching YouTube that I do today, and I think what a brilliant platform to just learn stuff off.
Yeah, I would say there's a channel called Learn to Freestyle. Just learn
Oh,
to
really?
learn freestyle pretty much, and then you've got all the tricks you need. So from the very, very basic, which is just juggling and keep your piece,
Oh, wow.
all the way to triple around the world, all the flips.
Is that like a website?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. So if you just put in
Learn to
to
Freestyle.
freestyle, yeah, I've got some on
Oh,
my
wow.
TikTok account as well.
Oh, really?
Rebaz Freestyle, yeah. So
Plug your TikTok account. What's
So-
your TikTok?
it's just Rebaz Freestyle. My name
There you
on the
go.
Freestyle.
Rebaz Freestyle.
Freestyle, and then
Is that Instagram as well?
pretty much, yeah.
Yes.
So everywhere it's Rebaz Freestyle, yeah.
Yes.
So I try and keep you on the same name, and I post more tutorials on TikTok, I would say.
Yeah.
Because I'm big on TikTok and
Yeah.
Instagram.
I do. I like a bit of Instagram, but TikTok is very good for learning things and just things,
100%. But I
seeing
would
things
say,
very quickly.
I would say we all learn from YouTube. So if you were to start freestyle football, you always have to go
Yeah.
through YouTube, unless you're lucky, like a girl called Kaljit Atwal, which she met me at training. She was a footballer back then.
Ah.
She met me and said, "What you do?" I said, "Freestyle football." I took her a trick, and then she took it from there.
Oh, wow.
I taught her for like 6 months, and then she made it professional now. So
No.
yes, she's professional. If you just type in Kaljit Atwal,
And you did that?
pretty much. So
That's
she's
cool.
my student, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so-
amazing.
So you can see it's possible, and she was about 22 or 23, I think, at the time. She's about my age now, and she's done videos with Ronaldinho and Neymar and all the big players.
Serious?
Already. Yeah. So that's why I always say it's possible if you just put your mind into it. If
Yeah.
you work hard, and I don't see why not you becoming pro as well.
I mean, to be amazing at a sport as well. And we were talking today because we're in the KIC Studios, and it's a brilliant trailer, isn't it? I keep telling people, I'm like, I'm so proud of it. It's so,
really
like,
nice.
the tech and the TVs and everything, it's so good. And students are able to just come here and record things and learn how things work. And there's so many good things in here. I mean, even the biggest of companies won't have this much amount of tech to be able to use. And it almost lends itself well because people think it's all about sport and performance, but actually it's all encompassing now. I mean, you could be in terms of like journalism, broadcasting, marketing, whatever. And same with football freestyle. Like, you found your niche doing TikToks, YouTubes, there's sponsorship deals. You never know. I'm sure you've been in many adverts. I see a lot of those things as well, and that they're looking out for somebody specific or that has a skill set, and you never know, you might be on the next Coca-Cola advert or whatever. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
By just being really awesome at one thing can actually open up so many avenues.
Exactly, especially within the football industry, you've got so much. You've got freestyle football, street football, Pana, which we had, the little cage you saw, which is an amazing game as well. And then you have actual football. Then you have futsal, which we teach in the academy, which is 5-a-side football. And she can talk a little bit about the futsal. You do as well if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on.
So what is futsal? If somebody asks you what is futsal?
So futsal, we probably play indoor. It's on a hard court, and you can play with 3v3s, 4v4s, 5v5s. The professional game normally played with 5v5s. It's different to football. It has different rules. Where in football, if the ball goes out, you throw it. In futsal, you'll kick it. It's a very good game. It's a fast-paced game.
It's fast, yeah.
It's different to football in the sense. In a football, you're on a bigger field. Futsal, you're on a smaller field.
A lot quicker.
And it's quicker. It's more about your tricks, your skills. You know how he was doing a few tricks.
Yeah.
How can you get around this person? Especially if it makes one. Everyone's like, oh, there's a day. The crowd goes wild.
That's something we've been missing in the UK, right? So it's like the element of expressing yourself.
Yeah.
We don't have that because coaches that always tell you do this, don't do this. But we always say to the kids, any skills you've got, use it. This is your platform to use it. So that's why we think futsal. Then obviously I mixed it with freestyle football, and we made the academy we have now, which is freestyle football and futsal.
Yeah.
Go out and do any skills you want, because that's why the Brazilians and Latin Americans are the best, because they just go on the street, just have fun with the football.
They express themselves.
Pretty much,
It's like a live performance almost. It's not like, this is how you do it and this is the only way to do it. It's like, well, how is it for me just to naturally do it, and what do I do? Where does my body go when I'm doing that? And I think, and you're hitting the nail on the head, because I think it's probably in Brazil as well, it's a bit more of a lifestyle that goes into something pretty special, whereas here it's like probably a little bit more mandatory, and like, you know, you'll be spotted and you'll go here and you'll go, it's quite regimented. But I feel like when something like that happens, you do lose a little bit of the love in it, and then it becomes a bit more of a job, when essentially it was something that you love doing, and then it just got serious.
Exactly. That's why a lot of kids, when they drop out, let's say, of an academy, they get dropped out and then they just leave, they don't play again. I'm like, you need to do it to enjoy it first of all. That's why Brazilians are the best, because they always just play. Look at the girls, for example, they're the best at touches. They do foot volley. They have a lot of sports on the beaches, let's say. Play, and that's why their touches are the best. The reason I think futsal and Pana is really good is because when you learn to play in these little, let's say, little spaces, then when you go on a bigger field, it becomes really easy. That's why futsal is growing slowly in the country.
As long as you got your fitness.
Pretty much so.
I feel like I wasn't as good at futsal because I didn't have the skill set almost, but I could keep running for a long time.
That's everyone, because you'll be surprised, when I was playing football 11-a-side, I was playing semi-pro before freestyle football. When I played 45 minutes, that's like equivalent to 8 minutes of futsal. So 8 minutes will make me as tired as 45 minutes football.
That's true.
Because you can't rest in futsal.
No, you can't.
That's why. So I think if you do it over time, your stamina will build up.
Yeah.
And then obviously doing both is great, because make you a complete player.
There Okay, brilliant. Well, lovely to talk to you guys today. I hope you've had a lovely day as well.
Thank you. We did. It was amazing.
I've definitely had a lovely day seeing you do your stuff because
Thank you very much.
I still think it's amazing, and I'll probably be scrolling you every day now because I will follow you, and then
Yeah, appreciate it.
Starts
it's been
that.
Amazing. It's been great to be here. To be honest, incredible place.
But yeah, no, it's been really cool. And I know the kids have absolutely loved seeing you guys today. And as I say, like we were talking in a podcast before, it's interesting how, as you say, at the Olympics we now have breakdancing, and years ago we wouldn't have thought that would ever happen. Like it's not an agent sport, or maybe they did something similar. But it's all these sports that are kind of coming through now that probably are a little bit more accessible to or cooler to the younger generation. And I mean, people that are maybe teaching that won't have really been in that generation that time, and they need to know how to do it. And you learn on things like YouTube, TikTok. Your PE teacher might not know how to breakdance.
Yes.
So you're never going to know how to breakdance unless you go out in the community and go and find people like yourselves that are doing really awesome stuff for the Gen Z, Gen X, whatever it is now, and then it's easily accessible online. So it's brilliant, and I hope to see you in a lot more places because I think it really is. It's a craftsmanship, and it's so good for crowds. It's so awe-inspiring.
Thank you, appreciate it. I mean, we do a lot of school workshops where you go all over the country teaching kids. So I think this year I must have taught about 10,000 kids, maybe even more. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So obviously then they will learn, and slowly that will obviously get bigger and bigger. It's not just me, the other freestylers as well. And then as you said, if they know how to do it, then the sport will grow even more. And hopefully we see freestyle football in the Olympics. Maybe next.
I think that's needed.
Maybe not next one. Maybe the one after.
There's definitely a few sports I could do with getting rid of, but I will not name those. But I would definitely love to see more additions because I think it's needed. The world's changed. And we need a bit more pizzazz and performance, I feel.
Yeah, something different for the crowd, because freestyle football is massive now because of social media. So kids, they pretty much all know what freestyle football is. If you said that 10 years ago, they'd be like, what is freestyle football? But now they know it is freestyle football. But the
fan engagement and the spectatorship is heightened on these things that are probably not the going rate, not the things that they were doing in Greece all those years ago. It's the stuff that people get excited about, that they want to click like on Instagram, and all these kind of new niches that are probably more cooler, more fashionable.
Yeah.
And that's good. If you find something like that and you really love doing it, then you'll put a lot of love and energy into it, won't you?
Yeah, 100%. That's why I said it before. I said you have so many sports into one sport. That's why you get fans and audience from many sports.
That's true as well.
For example, gymnastics would love to see freestyle football, breakdancers, acrobatics, dancers. There are a lot of sports into one sport.
Yeah,
so
even rhythmic gymnastics.
There you go. Actually, rhythmic gymnastics is very close to us.
It is very close, actually. I was just thinking. So it's not just about the ribbon, it's about the ball as well.
Yes, they use the ball as well, and especially when we have the Jordan stall, which is putting your hand on the floor, looking through your legs and putting the ball on your sole. They try and do that as well in rhythmic gymnastics, yeah. So we've got that from them pretty much. So we do steal all the tricks from these sports and make our sport.
That's good though.
Yeah, so
that's what everything should be. That's what art is as well.
Yeah, pretty much. So if you're a footballer, you will always love freestyle football, because it's like football is their passion, but then doing all these crazy tricks with what they love, they might not be able to do it, they just love watching it. So and that's from experience. Kids absolutely love freestyle football. I think it will be one of the biggest sports in 10-15 years time.
Yes, and you guys are definitely going to have a part in that. Definitely in the Midlands anyway. I think you could take over the world.
Thank you.
So there we go. Thank you for joining us today, guys. Hope you had a lovely day and a safe journey home.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.